Yeah, good afternoon, people. Today is the 3rd of January, Friday, the 3rd of January, 2019. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to everyone watching and to everyone who's not even watching as well. Yeah, and it's just 15:05 hours. Just to bring you updates regarding the New Year's activities with Uber and and the New Year's Eve as well, the New Year's Eve activities with Uber. And I would add to that as well the December activities. Let's just say from the 1st of December to the 31st. That hits the first. Yeah? Bad month for everybody. And as private hire drivers or taxi drivers or anybody dealing with logistics, whatever logistics you're doing, whether moving goods, moving people, everybody, it should be a better month for every business. It should be a better month for every business. That's what it is. Because that's when people are likely to spend more. Because it's Christmas. And in this part of the world that we're in, people celebrate Christmas. And how do they celebrate Christmas? By spending and showing their loved ones how much they care for them. That's it, period. With Uber, I want to see how many drivers are going to put their hands up and say, it's been a good month. It's been the worst month ever. Ever. When drivers should make money. Sorry, people, excuse me. Let me just I'm getting a phone call. All right? When drivers should make money, because January is going to be a quiet month. So it's kind of like a subsidization for January. Yeah, period. That's what it is. You make money in December, then you can relax in January. But Uber refuse and punish the drivers for that. Do you know why it's so bad? I'll tell you why it's so bad. I'll tell you two reasons why it's so bad. The first one is Uber's craving. It was craving for data. It's so bad. So the private hire is not Uber's priority. It's the data that's the priority. The second reason, the first is the private hire, which is not Uber's priority, yeah? The second reason is Uber's trying to use artificial intelligence. AI is good for other logistics that you the entity running the AI, are in control of those assets to drive your business forward. But when it comes to private hire, you can't use AI in private hire because no artificial intelligence owns me. Yeah, they can learn as much on historic data. They can learn as much as they want using historic data. But that cannot predict how I'm gonna react and what I'm gonna do. Because we human beings, we have mood swings. Yeah. Today you feel good, the next day you don't feel good. You can come out, you have an emergency, you have to leave. You can come out, you have an emergency, you don't want to leave, but it frustrates you. You can come out, you have an incident with a rider and it adds to your stress. You can come out, you have a problem with your car and it adds to your stress. All that, the AI doesn't know that. The AI doesn't get that information. So AI cannot be used in private hire. You see all these offers that Uber are giving, like pick 6 and you get 18 pounds, or pick up 10 and you got like 30 pounds or whatever. Listen, it's all generated by AI. The AI come up with the program and say, listen, this is the way we're going to move the business forward. And it fails. It's failing miserably. What in God's name would a robot know about me wanting to move my business forward? It wouldn't work. And that's adding to the frustration of Uber and adding to the frustration of drivers. Because this artificial intelligence, it was killing the business. And it's not doing it for any of us. Whilst you guys were busy working, I didn't work. I was out. Christmas, I was out New Year's Eve, but I didn't work. I was gathering information. People. And before I carry on, look at what happened right about 1 o'clock. I want you to look at what happened. Then we can carry on talking. I went to get some live feeds here and look at what Uber was doing. Then we can carry on the discussions. Yeah, this is me, people, just trying to kind of like plot myself on George Square. I'm just plotting myself around about
Queen Street, the intersection of Queen Street, St. Vincent Place and George Square. So that's why I was just trying to secure my system now, just to avoid, protect it from Uber trying to mess it up, as usual. That's what I'm doing right now. So as you can see, what the surge is showing in town right about now is 1.3. Yeah, and it's just about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1500 hours. And this is the time when most people would have witnessed the new year and would be ready to go home anyway. And you could tell as well from the taxi ranks as well. The taxi ranks, people were queuing from Rome to Jericho. Yeah, so what's stopping Uber from kind of like getting the rides as well? If it's the most convenient ride that it's kind of like purporting to be. So let's see what's happening, people. This is it. 1.3. Jobs are still flying left, right, and center in my face, hitting me like a hammer, but nothing. Surge 1.3. And if you can observe as well, there's few cars in town. Drivers standing by, standing up their guard, refusing to follow Uber's dictation. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Look at the surge in the West End. Yeah, look at the surge in the East. Look at the surge in the South side. That's what's happening as well, and even the North as well. But the city center, where everybody converges, none. So this means it's just starting to counteract my previous videos anyway. But people, hey, let's carry on watching and see, man, because you can't do anything further than this. Look at my location. That's my location right now. I'm just showing you right now, indicating where I was, plotting. That's it. You can see, yeah, that's just Queen Street, just about 50 yards away from the intersection of Queen Street, St. Vincent Place and George Square. That's where I was plotting. But jobs were still flying off my screen, as you can see, but the surge was withheld by Uber. And a day like New Year's Eve, when most private hire companies would have doubled their price, or even 1.5 the price. Uber, you did not increase the price, but yet still you're trying to kind of like withhold the surge. This is a clear indication that Uber's data collection is priority. The private hire is not priority at all. And this is an indication that Uber has lost most cars in the city of Glasgow. And as a result of that, to kind of like drive its agenda forward, it has to kind of suffocate the drivers for the drivers to run and earn less and stay longer on the road to collect the data. That's what's happening right now. You can see jobs are still flying left, right, center on my screen. But hey, that's nothing coming up that's worth running. That's why I didn't run. Like I said, if the price is not right, the distance is not right, I'm not gonna go. I'm trying to manage my business the way I see fit, and people look at it. This is what me telling you is showing you as well. Look at the amount of cars in town. And jobs are still flying left, right, and center. I think they've switched off my system. They locked me, put me offline about hundreds of times. But hey, we don't give up. It doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, man. I'll just log back on. And this is just to bring you the evidence about Uber's abuse. And Uber kind of like trying to use the drivers to be data collectors instead of private hire drivers. That's what exactly is happening, people. You can see this is the evidence. This is the evidence I've gathered. It's clear. That's me trying to secure my connection to try to avoid Uber trying to kind of like intersect my connections and kind of use me as a data collector, because I'm not a data collector. I'm a private hire driver. That's what it is. Yeah, and that's why I'm securing my connection. Like I said to all of you, try to secure your connections and make sure that Uber doesn't use you at all, because that's what Uber's trying to do. And it's not even trying to do this, what Uber's doing right now. That's it. As you can see, jobs are still flying left, right, and center, but the price is still not right. Why is the price not right? And this is one of the reasons as well. Look at the color coding, people. Look at the color coding. Can you tell the difference from the 1.5 to the 1.6 to the 1.7s? That's it. You can even be in a 1.5 zone and Uber will give you a job that's non-search, because they only give you a price estimate. Yeah, and from the job offered comes on your screen to when it disappears, it's just about 5 to 7 seconds. That's what it is. Yeah, so that's what it is. Look at it now, people, on the screen now. Less cars in the heart of the city center, but the price is still not right. This is the abuse I'm telling you. A day like Christmas, a day like New Year's, when most people when most companies would kind of like, give the drivers the incentive and thinking, hey, listen, they could have been going out and celebrating with their families, but no, they're on the road trying to do what is necessary to move the city. But no, Uber decided to say, you know what, I'm going to suffocate them so that I get what I want. And this is why we should stand up, people, for what we believe in. We should stand up for our own industry. Nobody can stand up for us. Uber doesn't belong to this industry. Uber is just in this industry as an opportunist, just to try to get what it wants. As soon as it gets what it wants, we are irrelevant. Trust me, people. Yeah. But so to maintain our relevance, we have to stand up against it. Look at it now, people. Look at it now. Yeah. Almost 1:30 in the morning, 01:30 hours on the 1st of January 2020. Yeah. You're still abusing the drivers and not giving them the right price to run. Look at it, people. Look at it, people. That's me in the West End. I changed my location to the West End right now. That's me in the West End. I've just went to the West End to see what's going to happen in the West End. And they're still throwing jobs on my screen in the West End. That's a change of location to see what's going to happen. That's what I did. Change my location, move to the West End, round about between kind of like near kind of like near Viper. That's what I went. Just to make sure that I gather the evidence. If you want to gather evidence, you have to get close sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to be lazy. It requires an utmost sacrifice, and that's exactly what I'm doing, people. Look at how Uber's abusing drivers. Look at how Uber's taking the piss in drivers. Look at a day like New Year's Eve, a day like New Year's Day. Look at the search, where the search is plotted. Look at where Uber's put the search figures. The east, the north, and the south. That's what it is. The city center, where everybody converge. We all know that Glasgow city center has the most people out on the New Year's Day and the New Year's Eve. So why is the price not right? That deserves a big question mark. Why is the price not right, people? This is what I'm telling you. What Uber's advocating and what we are advocating is completely different. So there's completely a complete conflict of interest between the drivers and Uber. It's a complete conflict of interest. Yeah, what Uber's interested in, we're not interested in that. So tell me, if that's a conflict of interest, Uber's interested in data, we're interested in moving the city. Yeah, that's what's happening, people. This is the evidence I brought for you on the 1st of January 2020. Yeah. That's me back in the city center. I've just moved back to the city center to see what's gonna happen. Because as soon as I moved back to the city center, the price was 1.5 then. That's what's happened. Yeah, from 1.3 it moved to 1.5. So that's why I'm showing you, people. It's not me picking up jobs, it's me bringing the evidence. That's why I'm not picking up anything. I'm bringing you the evidence. In order to get the evidence, it requires a big sacrifice. And I'm gonna do all the sacrifices that I need to do, or that's needed for me to bring the evidence to you, people. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Look at it, people. Look at it, people. A day like New Year's Eve. Okay, you said when it's busy you're gonna put the price up, peak. Is New Year's Eve not peak? Why didn't Uber put the price on the New Year's Eve? Because everybody knows New Year's Eve is peak. Everybody goes out to witness the dawn of a new year. Yeah, exactly. So why didn't Uber think it's busy? Yeah. He says that busy periods, I'm gonna put the price up 20%. At least justify what you've said. Though we know the prices have gone up with a lot of private hires, but you did not even put the price up, and you were telling the search, which means Uber wants to use us as kind of donkeys to do its job, people. That's what exactly Uber's doing, people.
Now that you've watched that, yeah? Now that you've watched that, you've seen what was happening, which was completely irrational, completely out of order. Completely out of order. Yeah? You've watched it, no more emphasis. Anyway, but let's look at the quest. Uber's not calling it. I told you in my previous video, Uber's calling it a quest. Now they've changed it now. They were calling it consecutive trips. Now they bring on to call it quest. I told you before, right? Yeah? Now they brought it and call it the quest. They said the current quest. Look at it. Look at the people. Look at the people. On kind of like New Year's Eve, between 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, they were saying you get £10 extra for completing 6 trips, yeah? And £16 extra for completing 8 trips. That's what it is. And you know the most important thing that most of you probably omit or did or kind of like oversighted. Yeah, it's where they put keep in mind. It's below. Keep in mind. Look at it below. Keep in mind Uber. Point number 1. Keep in mind Uber. Keep in mind Uber. And point number 2. Keep in mind rider and driver cancellation do not count towards your promotion. Yeah, the most important thing I want to discuss is why do we have to keep in mind Uber? Why do we have to keep in mind Uber? Why? You see the psychology that Uber's trying to play the drivers? Yeah? See, these are the little things that drivers have to look out for. Uber wants you to keep in mind it's business, not your business, period. That's what it is. You are irrelevant. It's me, Uber, that's very relevant in this matter here. Yeah, you are irrelevant. Yeah. A lot of you might not have seen that, might have oversighted that, but that's the reality. That's the reality. That's what it did. And let's look at the other promo that it came up with as well. I'll tell you that's the other promotion that it came up with as well. I'll show you people. And from 1 o'clock, 1st of January, from 0100 hours to 0400 hours, yeah, they come up with £18 extra when you pick up 8 trips. And £30 extra when you pick up 10 trips, yeah? What kind of a foolishness would anybody have in your mind to think with Uber you can pick up 10 trips that you will be happy about? All 10 you will say brilliant, amazing. They're gonna hit you anywhere like a ping pong. Yeah man, ping pong. They're gonna hit you anywhere like a ping pong. No man, ping pong the table is small man. Yeah, like a tennis. Yeah. They're going to hit you everywhere. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get angry. You're going to get mad. Why did Uber come up with all these people? Let's reason. Let's reason for a little bit. Why did Uber come up with all this? When you look at all these promos, all an emphasis on pick, pick, pick. We are not out to beg for charity. We are not beggars. Me personally, I'm not a beggar. I don't know, maybe there's some drivers who are begging in the street or begging Uber. Me, I'm not a beggar. Yeah, man. Trust me, I'm a hustler. Yeah, I'm a hustler. I work hard. Yeah, man. To earn my own bread. I don't want anybody to give me jack. Yeah. So why would Uber be giving drivers these £18, £30 after picking certain number of trips? It just points back the emphasis that Uber wants you drivers to be the data collectors. The emphasis is not on the private hire. Uber knows Uber have less cars now on the road. The clientele number have increased. More people are booking Uber, but the driver number have slumped. The driver turnover have gone down seriously. For in order for Uber to get this data, you have to make these drivers staff and pretend that you're going to give them incentive for them to run. If not, Uber's not going to get what it wants. If the driver numbers match Uber's expectation, or exceeds its expectation, then Uber will not give you this money. Because it knows whatever happens, I'm going to get the data anyway. So just let it go. Because Uber knows it's not having the data, it has to come up with this offer people. To use you or us. Me personally, my Uber cannot use me, man. I've made up my mind long time ago. I've made up my mind. Like they say, I've made up my bed long time ago and I'm sleeping in it. Yeah, man. And nobody can change my bed the way that I've made it, man. I've made up my bed long time ago, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm sleeping in it. Trust me, people. So Uber has no control over me, man. And Uber will never have any control over me. Trust me. You see these £30 and £15? Even if Uber comes and said, pick up one ride and I give you £1,000, people like me, I don't want it. Trust me, people. I don't want it. I'm not going to pick up jack. I'll switch off my system, then go home. Yeah, man. Because I know it's not going to be in my interest. Whatever Uber's doing or whatever Uber's driving towards is not in any driver's interest. Everything is in Uber's interest. So that's why you have to stand up and look after your own business. Because if you're working with someone who haven't got your business interest at heart, you have to be smart enough to look after your own business, regardless of whatever they do. You have to be smart enough. Don't be foolish. I know 90% of the drivers working with Uber own their cars. Just about 10% don't own their cars are the ones who engage in renting. Those people those are the ones you normally see because they have no choice because they have to work for the rental fee. You always see them run day and night, even when there's no job. They will still run because they're thinking about the rental fee. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the ones that have got their cars, they don't give a toss. They don't give a monkeys about Uber. I think. Yeah, man. And that's the way it should be. If you haven't got my interest at heart, and we in an alliance or we in a partnership, yeah, then I have to look after my own share of that partnership, my own interests, regardless of whatever you think. That's what a smart businessman should think of, or a smart businesswoman should think of, not what Uber's doing. Because whatever Uber's doing has no relevance to us as private hire drivers. It has no significance to us as private hire drivers. Uber's business is in the heart of the city center, nowhere else. Look at what the search has been doing, holding it outside the city center. So Uber is trying to counteract what I've said. I've told you, whatever I say, Uber tried to counteract it with stupidity. That's why Uber didn't put the search in the city center. That's me. It's counteracting what I've said. You're telling me I'm lying. I'm not lying. I know it's the fact. People that have been traveling out, picking up people and going out to the south side, to the east end and to the west end, yeah, most of them are coming back empty. They're not picking up. What's in the west end? Like I said, most prominent places, you just go to Ashton Lane or on more. Yeah, exactly that time of night. You go to the south side, Church on the Hill, the Shed, the Rum Shack, and what else? What other else place? The Linen. What other places else can you think of in the south side? Everybody comes to the city center. Glasgow city center is unlike most city centers in the UK. Everything is in one place. You don't have to travel far. So people have more value for their money and for their time. So Uber, you cannot fool the people. We know what's happening. I know what's happening. So you're trying to counteract what I've said by trying to pinpoint your search outside the city center, trying to tell people, hey, look at it, he's lying. The city outside the city center is more business outside the city center. That's bollocks. Yeah, man. Me, I know for a fact. I was laughing, man. I was laughing. Thinking, look at it. This is what I said. Everything I say, you counteract it with stupidity. You should use common sense. Don't introduce AI into this business. It doesn't work because you don't own us. We own our time. We own our cars. We decide when we work and when we go home. We decide what we pick up. You can't do that for us. If we were robots and you own us, you could use artificial intelligence. Royal Mail can use AI. Yeah? Google can use AI on YouTube. Yeah, man, for the analytics and to decide whatever contents are much more popular, you know, to help the people to know what they want to watch and what they're supposed to watch. Twitter can use AI. But you can't use AI because you are not in control of the people that are driving your business. They are independent of you. Come on, logically. Let's reason with intelligence. I like it when we reason with intelligence. Yeah, man. And that's the fact. You are not in control of me. I didn't work 2 days. You dare not call me and ask me to come out on the road. You dare not. And I'm sure likewise other drivers as well didn't bother. You dare not call them and ask them. So how dare you want to introduce AI thinking it's best for the business? It's not. It's not. It's not the smartest thing to do. Let the business run itself. You said it clearly on your website. You've introduced certain things to mitigate certain issues in the business. You have to. Don't stop using the drivers because the drivers are not fooled. They're waking up and they're building resistance. And you know what happens? When the driver's back is against the wall, they're going to fight back. And when they fight back, that's only when business is going to get hurt and you are going to get hurt. The drivers have no shareholders. They are the only owners of their business. They have no shareholders. You have shareholders and you have stakeholders. If the drivers fight back, the only entity that's going to get hurt is you. Stop fighting them. Because their back is against the wall right now. You can see how they're fighting you. Trust me, man. And rival companies are winning. Stop being stupid and foolish and arrogant. Because everything that you're doing is deceitful. We all know that. Yeah. You see, when something is based on lie, it doesn't stand strong. No matter how much pillars, how much roots, how much support you want to give it, it's not going to stand firm because it's based on a lie. Run your business on reality, on truth. That is it. That's the only way you're going to succeed. Other private hires have learned from it. The private hires you wanted to put out of business, but you failed, they've learned from it. And they quickly got back on their feet, knowing that, listen, we have to be honest with these people. We have to treat them right. That's why they're back on their feet. Why in hell's name will you get the best innovation in the world, but you cannot put all the other businesses that are rivaling you out of business? Question mark. I'll leave that for you to answer, because the way you're dealing with it, the way you're managing it is terrible. It's terrible. If you get a great product, a great innovation, you should get a monopoly. You should get a monopoly. But you haven't got a monopoly. Why? Because of the way you're doing things. It's wrong. It is wrong. This is what I see Uber's doing, man. Watch this, yeah? You see all these offers, this is what I think Uber's doing, man. It's like you renting a house. Yeah? You owe the landlord rent 3-4 months. Yeah? You can't pay the rent. All of a sudden, the 5th month, you get £100. Imagine your rent was £200. Yeah? You owe the landlord 4 months or 3 months. That's £600. All of a sudden, the 4th month is £800. Now you got £100. Yeah? Okay, instead of you paying that £100 to the landlord, you have to use that £100 and go to the casino. To go to the casino. Yeah. Thinking, if I go to the casino and bet, and probably I'll win some money to pay my rent. But when you went to the casino, you lose. Instead of gaining more, you came back with £30, so £70 less. So that's what Uber's doing. Uber's trying to offer us money thinking it's going to win. Instead of it using what it has to fulfill its obligations to run its entity. No, it said, let me give it to drivers and think I'm going to win. And whenever it does that, it loses. And because it's losing, it's getting more frustrated, more agitated, and it's getting angry with the drivers. We are not your problem, man. You are your very own problem. You are your very own problem. The way you've become your very own success, that's the way you're going to be your very own downfall. And that's how I'm going to close with tonight, people. Stay blessed till I come your way again. This is the Rizki-Produkt. Taking all the risk, bringing you the product without any fear, man. Stay blessed and peace out.